Sanjay Kapoor, former CEO of Bharti Airtel, joins us right now on the show to give us his verdict or two on this. Sanjay, good morning. Thank you so much for agreeing to talk to us this early in the morning. This is Neeraj here. Good talking to you. What do you make of this announcement and this tie-up, if you will?
So, Neeraj, good morning to you and the viewers. Nothing surprising. You know, we need to look at some cardinal rules of telecommunications. Walled garden doesn't work in telecommunications. It's all about interoperability. And over time, I think telecoms have demonstrated that how important it is to collaborate than only to be focused on competing. And if I take as that as a premise, then very clearly Airtel or anybody else is agnostic as a telecom service provider to technology. Whosoever gets the best technology, if it's 5G today, it will be 6G tomorrow, or it's satellite telecommunications, they will be open to any technology that comes in. Now, whether it's Starlink or it's OneWeb, I think the winner and the jury is still out. And therefore, I think it is just prudent for them to collaborate with all of them. For me, the services from satellite service providers will complement the services of the TSPs. I don't think they will supplement them because these are those areas which are not covered. Not covered either because of viability and commercial returns, or because the terrains are really, really tough and it doesn't make any sense. So if that is true, then of course, like what you stated in your commentary, we have to see that more expensive services going out in the wilderness, will there be takers at those prices? But if you look at Airtel's announcement, they have said they want to focus on the B2B offerings. And I think that's more sensible, because even if they are in the remotest part of the country, they'll be funded by somebody, either the defense or the government or some offshore drilling or some, large corporate that has got some minerals to be dug out, or, something else that's far-fetched. So considering that, B2B is better. Now, selling these goods out of their stores or their CPs out of their stores, I think makes a lot of sense. That gives an oversight to Airtel on how the services are moving, how are they selling, how are they penetrating, and therefore they can control their destiny much finer. If they let them loose, then they're guessing a lot of things. I think this gives them a better control. So for now, what the consumer experience will be and what the price equation will be will determine how far these services will go. But there's no harm at this stage to go ahead and sign up. And finally, all these services have to cross the hurdles of regulation in our country. It's a shared spectrum. It's not a dedicated spectrum. How the spectrum will be priced, those rules are still not firmed up. How will lawful interception happen? How will they be charged, even if it's not auction and it's, say some sort of an administrative charge. So I think those things have to be determined. And, you rightly said, India is not a country where too many people can pay you $20 or $25 in the wilderness. And if there are some corporates who can pay, that will be for a very limited use. So I think right now it's very experimental. Everybody is speculating. It's a good move from Airtel. I would have done the same thing if I was there. And let's see what happens.
Sanjay, interesting point where you made about the regulatory part of it. So operating within the industry as well earlier, what are the kind of timelines we should be watching out for as to when they will secure the necessary authorizations? And secondly, clearly, as you mentioned with OneWeb, and they coming up with a partnership with Starlink, this is going to be clearly strengthening their position to cover the underserved areas as well. So it becomes absolutely important in terms of the target they are able to achieve. But clearly, what's the timeline?
So I think as far as the readiness of the technologies are, I've just returned from the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. And, a lot of debate around these technologies as well. I think as far as these technologies are concerned, they are ready to be brought into the country and go commercial because, Starlink, as you know, in African countries is already serving many customers. so they can come to India as well. I think it is all sitting with the licensors and the regulators to provide a clear guidance and when they can come in. But I think if we really want to serve the unserved, then give them at least a fair chance to complement the terrestrial service providers, then it should be sooner than later. I mean, I think to delay it further down than this calendar year, we'll be doing this service to ourselves. When the world is moving to these new technologies, why would India be laggards? So I think the regulators and the licensors should try that they clear all the risk away and get them sooner than later, not later than the end of this financial year to go commercial, because there'll be some trials that they will be doing. They'll be setting up their operations here. So I think sooner the better.
Hi, good morning. Tamanna here. An absolute pleasure speaking with you. Just wondering what you make of the impact on the other large competitor. What does this mean for Jio and the whole fight in that space? Because there was a whole host of domestic players who came out and said, no, don't let Starlink come in.
So yes, every time a new entrant with a new technology comes in, it creates the fear of the uncertain and uncertainty, and I think that's what is keeping them away. I do not believe personally, having spent decades in this industry, that the satellite service providers can displace the terrestrial service providers. That ain't happening, right? Just the customer experience and the economics wouldn't allow the satellite guys to come in and take over. But I think that it's that fear of the uncertain, which keeps people a little defensive. And as you know, this deal with Airtel is not exclusive. I'll be very surprised if tomorrow Jio will not sign up for this as well. And Jio will not sign up with OneWeb. They are open to sign up with any one of these. These companies who are satellite service providers will not survive in a walled garden environment. So I think they're open. They will collaborate with everybody. They'll sign up with everybody. Jio is probably waiting and watching. And generally, we have seen that though Airtel is number 2, they are generally the first ones to take moves on many initiatives. And therefore, they've gone ahead and done it. But I don't think Jio will be overly worried about getting displaced by any of this. So.
No, I mean, the question also because of the extent of protest which came in when Elon Musk first said he wants to bring Starlink to India. But yes, here he is, one way or the other, whether it's through Starlink or whether it's through Tesla.